Good morning, students. Let us learn about atoms and molecules from chapter 3. We have already learned about matter and its classification in the previous chapters. We know that everything around us is matter, and this matter can be defined as anything that has mass and occupies space is said to be matter. Matter can be classified based on the physical property as solid, liquid, gas, plasma and BEC. And based on the chemical property, matter can be classified as pure substance, which are elements and compounds, and impure substance. By doing lot of experimental evidence, scientists found that matter is made up of tiny particles which were nothing but the atoms of elements. But Indian philosophers and Greek philosophers around 500 BC did not know about these particles, and they showed lot of interest in knowing what matter is made up of. Maharishi Kanad was the first person to propose atomic theory. In his theory, he said when he divided any form of matter, it divides continuously to become very small, and finally it attains a stage at which it cannot be divided further. He called the small piece of particle as Paramanu. One more Indian philosopher, Paguda Katyayama, said when these smallest particles are combined together, they form a matter. In both these concepts was agreed by Greek philosophers Democritus and Leucippus. They also said matter is made up of smallest particle and they are indivisible. In Greek, the word atomos means indivisible. So the term atom was given to the smallest particle. But this was not accepted because there was no experimental proof for this. But by the end of 18th century, after the discovery of elements and compounds, modern day scientists were interested to know how the atoms in the elements combined to form the compounds. And they tried to prove this formation of compounds from smallest particle element by performing lot of experiments. Anton Lavoisier, who is known as father of chemistry, gave laws of chemical combination to show how atoms of elements can combine together to form a new chemical compounds. He proposed two laws. The first law was law of conservation of mass, and the second law is law of constant proportion. So according to the law of conservation of mass, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Also, in any chemical reaction, mass of the reactants will be always equal to the mass of the new product formed. He conducted an experiment. In his experiment, he took two chemical compounds, copper sulfate in a conical flask and sodium hydroxide in a test tube. Now he weighed the contents of the conical flask along with test tube and found as 67.25 gram. After that, he mixed both the chemicals together, and the chemical reaction has taken place between the both reactants, and new product were obtained. Now he again weighed the contents of both conical flask and also the test tube and was found to be 67.25 gram. So mass of the reactants and the mass of the product was found to be same. And also, according to law of conservation of mass, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in any chemical reaction. The second law was law of constant proportions. This was stated by Proust. According to this law, in any chemical reactions, the elements will be always combined in a fixed or constant ratio to form a compound. For example, if water has to be obtained, the elements needed were hydrogen and oxygen. Two atoms of hydrogen combine with one atom of oxygen to form water, whether it is obtained from any source. This formula H2O means the ratio of hydrogen to oxygen is 2:1 in terms of atoms and 1:8 in terms of mass. That is, mass of one hydrogen is 1 and here 2 hydrogen is there, and mass of oxygen is 16, 1 oxygen is there. So the ratio is 2:16. On simplifying we get 1:8 ratio. These two laws were further developed by scientist John Dalton. He proposed Dalton's atomic theory. According to this theory, the first postulate was all matter is made up of tiny particles called atoms, and these atoms are indivisible, which can neither be created nor be destroyed, and all atoms of given element are identical in size, mass and chemical properties. The fourth postulate is all atoms of different elements differ in size, mass and chemical properties. The next postulate is the atoms combine together in a fixed whole number ratio to form a compound. For example, for the formation of water, as I said already, 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen, so ratio is 2:1. For making sulfur dioxide, it is 1:2. Next is the relative number and kind of atoms are constant in a given compound. For making carbon monoxide, the number of atom is 2 and the kind of atom is carbon and oxygen. In this example, in carbon dioxide, when you take elements, it is carbon and oxygen and the atom is 3. So according to Dalton's atomic theory, all matter is made up of tiny particles called atoms. These atoms are indivisible. Atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed. Atoms of same element will be having same mass, same property. Different element have different mass, different property. Atoms always combine in a fixed whole number ratio, and relative number and kind of atoms are constant in a given compound.